Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 70. I am up and at 'em first thing in the morning. Got about 4.5 hours sleep and heading down here in the elevator in just a second to start play for the day. Had some pretty serious back problems last night, trying to get some rest, but I feel better this morning. Got a nice warm shower. Man, that shower head was like a gallon every 15 seconds. That's gotta have been the most intense shower I've ever seen. Got everything ready to go for my meeting, which starts in about an hour. And I am heading down right now to play. I don't know, I think I made mid 3500s maybe yesterday. I'm not sure. I will check in a little while, but right now I just wanted to let you know I was going down to start my play for the day. I'm going to get an hour in, and then I'll be back for my first meeting. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright, I'm here in the casino right now. Just played blackjack. Had a decent session, a little early in the morning, but decent session. All the dealers are about to change shifts in a few hours. Actually, no. I guess I've only been here a few hours now. I ended up with a very mild session, very simple, decent counts the whole time, and no stress, and ended up leaving at the, well, not at the end of the shoe, almost at the end of the shoe, when it started dipping and going severely negative. I was ahead about 1100, then 1050, then 1000. Now we're at minus 14, so I decided to walk away plus 1000. And I'm walking around looking at machines, and what do I see? I see one of the so-called advantage players playing a slot machine that is an advantage machine when it's at reset levels. So this is where all the money goes, folks. They do all this hard work all day long, and then overnight they waste it all. They just degen all the money back. So the casinos don't care because they're getting the money anyway. So anyway, right now I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So man, what a degenerate, I don't know what to call the guy, a mess that I'm dealing with over here. So I ended up looking around and didn't see much. Played like one slot, made $7, and that was about it. But when I saw the one guy playing the machine when it's definitely not in range, and he knows it's not, and he checks that machine to see when it's in range, and he was just bored, and he's playing stupid stuff, and he stays poor. And I remember there was a play maybe a year ago where I saw this guy, and I'm like, there's this play over there. I'm not sure if you would play it or not, but I normally wouldn't. And it's whatever, $2 a spin. Oh no, $2 a spin. I could never play that. You've been doing this for years. You can't afford $2 a spin? I mean, if you're sticking around the casino all day like this guy does, he should be able to make hundreds of dollars a day easily. It's not that big a deal. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing. So, but the guy that I'm hanging out with, that I brought over here, he comes to the room, I don't know what it was, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he had lost his phone, and security had to help him find it, and it was this big mess and all this stuff. And just disorganized people just floating around the world. It drives organized, smart people crazy sometimes, but I know I was walking around with him last night for a minute, and we wander into the high limit slot area, and he says, why is this jackpot so big? Normally it's 1/10 of that size. So he's looking at a grand jackpot on a machine that is not an advantage play, right? Some people look for unusually big minors or majors or something like that and play it, and that's their deal. I don't really do that. I don't do that, actually. But some people like to try that stuff. And he thinks that this jackpot is too big. So normally this jackpot's about 10 to 12,000, and this one in particular was 129,000. And he said, "Joe, you should play this," in his monotone voice that he does. "Joe, you should play this. Look how big the grand is." Okay, so let's say it's 20 times as big as it should be. Do you know what the odds of hitting a grand jackpot are? Millions to one. You know, I mean, if I told you that there's something that's 1,000,000 to one, but you're going to get 5 million, do you have the time to sit there and spin it up to 1,000,000 times? You have to think about reasonableness too. But I pointed out that this machine is not a 50 or 75 cents a spin machine. It is a $7.50 minimum to $250 maximum bet. And that's why the jackpot is 10 times bigger than it should be, because the bets are 10 times bigger than they normally are. And people don't pay attention. He would have sat down there and, you know, pumped it a couple times and then realized his mistake and lost money. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm in a weird mood this morning. I'm actually in a good mood this morning. My back doesn't hurt like it did yesterday. I had 8 miles range on the car, so I decided that I am not going to depend on myself to do the right thing and get gas between casinos. So I just left that casino to go to a gas station, which I hope I can make it to before I run out of gas, because I'm in the middle of the city where gas is like 70 cents a gallon higher in the city than outside the city. So hopefully I've got just enough gas to get to a gas station outside the city. And then I'm going to have a meeting starting about 10 minutes after I get to that gas station. So hopefully I'll be back in the car heading back to the casino by that point. And I don't know what's going on over here. Lots of police cars outside of this factory. So maybe we'll hear something on the news today. I don't know. Anyway, I'm heading out, and I'll be back to update you, hopefully, after I get gas and don't get stranded somewhere. Alright guys, I'm going to be late for my meeting here talking to you, but I got to tell you this. So, I pull into this gas station, scummiest, dirtiest, nastiest gas station, but I get 17 cents off a gallon, so why not, right? So, I'm pumping the gas, and you know, with Upside, normally you just have to pump and go when you're done. You don't have to do anything else. Just by using your credit card, it knows who you are and everything is fine. But with this one, you actually have to upload a receipt because their system is all backward and stuff, right? So that's fine. I did what I needed to do, and you know, I'm done. But actually, so I start pumping the gas and it stops. So anytime I push the lever more than a quarter of the way in, it stops. So I have to like pump incredibly slow. So it took me about 10 minutes to pump the gas. And then I needed my receipt because they're backward, and I needed a receipt. So I pushed the button for the receipt, and it says, "Cashier has receipt." Okay, fine. I'll go in and get it. I walk in there, and there's one guy working in this giant gas station. There is like 2-inch glass, too deep, so it's doubled up 2-inch glass behind the counter, so you can't obviously shoot the guy or rob him or whatever. The guy is out changing the coffee out, and he's got a gun on his hip, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty safe. So after all that, I wait for him. He finishes changing out the coffee. He comes over. He gives me my receipt, and I'm on my way out, and I look down, and I see a shell casing right outside the front door, which they have 2 doors in the front, and one of them doesn't work, and the other one only opens like a third of the way. So this is what I was dealing with this morning. I am trying to take a picture of this business next door here that says free weed, cannabis company something, and they're giving away free weed if you just sign up to get one of their cards, one of their frequent whatever cards, customer cards. You get some free weed. So I was gonna hopefully take a picture of it and post it, but it's not coming up. There it is. Yeah, I'll try to post this online for you guys to see it. But anyway, I am heading back to the casino where I was. I'm gonna hop on this meeting, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I went to that place, and it was dead in there. There were no slot machines that were beatable, that were available. Blackjack was pretty bleak. I did manage to find a table to play, and played there for a little while. Really not a lot of resistance. I really wasn't down very much, but I wasn't ever up very much either. And I finally ended up leaving ahead 500. That's with a small spread, like a 1 to 5 spread on a lower limit table. Looked around at slots again and just nothing available. So ended up leaving. I went to the car and did a quick accounting just by just counting generically, like the stacks in my pocket. Okay, I've got 3 stacks here, 2 here, blah blah blah. Added together, I think I'm ahead around 5,500 or so for the last day and a half. So pretty nice so far. Now, issues coming up. Number 1, I'm working allegedly, and number 2, I've hit 2 casinos in their first shift already. One of their shifts ends before the other one, so I'll be back there first. I'm heading off to another casino right now that most likely will not have blackjack open at this time, so we'll try to see what we can do there. And usually we're not able to find a lot of machines there either, so it may be a waste of time, but it's not too far away. So I'm going to run in there and see if I can get any kind of positive EV at all, and then we'll go back to the hotel where we're staying, where my friend hopefully would have woken up by now, and we'll start our day. So that's what's going on right now. It's a beautiful day, 41 degrees, cloudy skies, not too breezy, so it's a nice day. Dry roads, traffic is still pretty light, people aren't on their way to work yet, so yeah, we'll see what happens. So for now, I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So I moved on to another casino. I figured I wouldn't get any blackjack in, and I was right. There was nothing available. Slots, this place is kind of skimpy on slots anyway. Looked around, really didn't see much. Ended up playing 1 machine and winning $31. So plus $31 there. At this point, I am going to head back to the hotel, get on my laptop, make myself visible, send my teammates some questions that make it look like I've been working hard, and whatever, intelligent questions, and that will hold them over for a while. And then in about an hour, one of the casinos that I've already been to this morning will be changing shifts. They change early. I'll be going there and trying to hit them for a little bit more, and then going back to where I had the room, which I would have checked out by then, and then I will play blackjack there, and then maybe come back to this casino. Who knows, just depending on timing, and we'll just take it from there, one step at a time. So right now, heading back to the hotel and gonna make myself visible for my work teammates. Alright guys, I'm back. So checked out of the hotel, went downstairs, looked around at some slot machines, and found only 1 play. And it's not normally a play that I would make, but it is positive EV, and I was already there, so I gave it a shot. It was about $2 a spin. Took about 5 spins, and I ended up leaving ahead $146. So plus $146 there. Every little bit helps. And we're moving on to the casino that just did a shift change on the dealers. We're going to go there and see if we can win a little bit of money on blackjack. We'll make our rounds on the slots, and then the casino I just left will do their shift change, and we'll come back here, try to make some money on the blackjack, and then probably head toward home. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. Before we came to this casino, we were just getting into the car in the parking lot at the last casino, and this girl kind of flagged us down, and she was having trouble starting her car. She needed a jump. So we attempted to help her out, but we couldn't get the car started, so we spent about 5 or 10 minutes working on that, probably 10 minutes. Couldn't get it going, so suggested that probably it's because her car is this huge, like, Cadillac, and my car is this little tiny car, and probably didn't have the power to give it enough energy to turn the engine over. So did whatever I could. It looks like it did hold some of the power that I gave her, but it wasn't enough. But I wasn't going to sit there all day charging her battery, especially since she said her grandfather or somebody was on the way to help her out anyway. So we let her go, and we came back to this casino that I hit this morning, and walked in. I let him go. He's asking me to borrow money for cigarettes. I'm like, give me a break, dude. You don't bring enough money to play with, you waste your money, and then you're asking me for more money so that you could buy cigarettes for your other habit that you have. So anyway, right now I am back in the car. Just gonna start the car here because I want to log into my work computer, and I want to get my charger plugged in and everything. Hold on a second here. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry, I have no idea where I was. I think I was just about to tell you what happened in there. He was asking me for cigarettes and all this stuff, and anyway, I went in and looked at slot machines, and there were a ton of people checking them already. I didn't find a single play. I played some blackjack. On the way out, I checked the slot machines again, not a single play. But as far as blackjack, I did play this place earlier this morning, and the shift change had just happened, and I went in, bought in for 500, and real quickly ran it up to 1,000, and they hadn't even entered me in the computer, so I thought this would be a good opportunity. I was a slightly negative count. There was only a few hands left in the shoe, but I'm like, you know, why go into the next shoe? The card shuffler was also having an issue, so 3 times they restarted it, and they had a red light, and so they would have had to hand shuffle. There was only a couple hands left in the shoe, and you know, another guy had come to the table. You know, all these different things. They had turned negative. It was going to be a hand shuffle, so I just decided to walk away for a while. So, man, another call. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Really sorry about this segment being like this, but it was the casino calling me that I won the trip to Vegas from. The one where it's like a slot tournament, and first place is $1 million and all that. But they called to let me know that they need me to come in on a certain day and fill out paperwork, because they're going to charge me, they're going to give me a tax form for the value of the trip. Can you believe these guys? They're going to give me a tax form for the value of the trip. So I said I could do it today, because I'm going to be a few hours away from there anyway. Might as well run over there and get that taken care of. They said they need my wife's ID and my ID. I have a copy of her ID on my phone, so I'll get all that filled out, and we'll be ready to go. So I will let you know after it happens. Well, you know, you're going to know anyway, so I'll let you know that I'm going to Vegas at that time, and then we'll do some Vegas episodes. You know, Vegas owes me some money right now, so we'll see what happens with that. So right now, like I said, I ended up winning 500 on the blackjack, nothing on the slots. I am moving on to another casino, which was the casino I came from that had the hotel, and the shift change will be happening in the next few minutes. I'm going to take my time getting there. and then I'm going to go in, try to hit them, and then come back here most likely and head toward that casino to fill out the paperwork. So I'm going to text my friend right now that I'm leaving, and I'll be back to pick him up hopefully in an hour and a half or 2 hours or so. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. That session got the heart pumping and thumping. Oh my goodness, that was craziness. Okay, so I'm walking around this high limit area. There are 3 tables open, all of them $100 tables. I'm like, I kind of feel like playing a $50 table right now. I've had a lot of sessions in a short time, and I want to play, but I don't want to play huge money at this moment. So the pit boss says, oh, I'm opening a $50 table in 2 minutes. I don't think he understands what 2 minutes means. So I take a lap, I come back in about 10 minutes, nowhere close to opening. Take another lap, come down back about 10 minutes later. Nope, doesn't look good at all. So I think I walked around a little bit more for the 3rd time. When I came back again and it still wasn't ready, I decided I'm just going to go ahead and play the higher limit, play the $100 table, and I was going to spread 1 by 100 to 2 by 600. So because I was going to do exactly half that much on a $50 table, and it was getting busy, and I was not going to stand out. It just seemed like the right thing to do. I sit down. They get the cards out of the shuffler. I cut them. First 5 hands, dealer gets 4 blackjacks. Oh, well, yeah, that's nice. It's a good thing I played the higher limit. It's a good start there. Then I start getting crazy deviations happening. The oddest stuff. High count deviations and low count deviations, and made me look like a crazy man, splitting and doubling and doing things that it's like, what on earth is this guy doing? But I'm losing all of them. And by the end of the shoe, the dealers had 9 blackjacks to my 1, where I had to take even money. And the count was going up and up and up, and I was betting and betting and betting, and just nothing was working. And by the end of the first shoe, I'm down $3,000. Now, I'm starting the next shoe. At the end of the first shoe, I am betting 2 by... I want to say my last hand was somewhere around 2 by 300, somewhere in there. Next shoe starts. I just start with 2 hands because I want to stick around for a while, and I don't want to make it too obvious. I was just doing 2 by 5, 2 by 4, 2 by 3, and now I'm going to go to 1 by 1. So I did 2 by 1 and played that way for a few hands. The count started going negative. I dropped down to 1 hand and never put another hand back in. So this is something I'll do sometimes, where if a shoe is good, I'll add a hand, but if it goes negative and I take the hand away, I won't add it again. Or if I start the shoe with 2 hands and it goes negative and I go to 1, I will not go back to 2 again, unless it's some ridiculous stuff going on that I can get away with it. You want to look like a ploppy. You don't want to look like you know what you're doing. You don't want to look smart at all, obviously. That's the last thing that they need, is someone smart being there. So, and a couple shoes go by, uneventful. Next shoe goes by, and the count starts going up right from the beginning. So I'm at 1 by 1. I mean 2 by 1, 2 by 2, 2 by 3, 2 by 4, 2 by 5, 2 by 6 at the end of the shoe, and it is like crazy. And at one point, I had a $600 at 2 by 6, and I get a blackjack on one hand. And he's like, do you want a purple chip? And I'm like, no, give me black, because if you give me purple, then he's gonna have to announce, purple out or whatever, and that's not good for me. So, I win that one. Obviously, I have a blackjack, and the other one is a double down or a split, I forget which, and I lose it. So this happens 2 or 3 times with my top bet, where I have a blackjack and then I have a split or a double, and I lose it, and I end up down for the hand after being ahead. So anyway, ups and downs like crazy. Hold on one second. Anyway, ups and downs like crazy. I am bouncing around everywhere. Huge ups and downs. And it gets, okay, so backing up a little bit, when I was involved for like 2,000, and then the counts were high. I buy in for 1,000, and then I lose those. I buy in for another 1,000, puts me in for 45. No, for 4. And I have 2 hands out there. I have a 20 and an 18, and the dealer has an ace up with a huge count, obviously. I've got my top bets out there. So I insure it. No, I had a 20 and an ace deuce. So I insure it. He doesn't have it. I push the 20 and I bust the other hand. I'm like, is like the worst, almost case scenario possible. And it's happening to me. Now I'm down to like $500. I'm involved for 4,500, and things started turning around. And the next shoe was another huge shoe, but things were working. I'm going 2 by 2, I win. 2 by 3, I'm winning. 2 by 3, I'm winning. 2 by 2, I'm winning. And although it wasn't max bets, I ground my way back. And by the end of that shoe, I ended up ahead. I mean, at the beginning of that shoe, I had like $500. At the end of that shoe, I had $4,900. And I colored up and I walked away. And I was so relieved that happened. And I was ahead like $10 on slots. On my way out, I ended up playing a couple things and ended up losing, ended up down 10. So for the session, enormous swings, lots of attention. Plus 400 on the blackjack. That was in 55 minutes. And minus 10 on the slots. And I am back to where my friend is. I'm not going to play any blackjack. I'm going to find him. And then there is a lady at work that told me about this city that I'm at right now, that she used to live here, and she used to love this place. She used to go get corned beef from there, and she loves it. She's an old lady, real sweet lady. We've always gotten along. And so I am going to attempt to find this place and go get her some corned beef and give it to her Monday when she's at work. So I'm going to find him, do that. Then we're going to head off to the casino to register for our trip to Vegas. And there is one snag, though. I don't have anyone to go with me. So my wife can't go because one of my boys has a soccer tournament that weekend that I was supposed to take him to. And now, obviously, I can't. And he's going to be a little disappointed, but when he realizes why this is happening, he'll probably be happy for me. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to let you go for now, and I'll be back soon. All right, one other thing here while I'm waiting for my friend to come out. When I went back to that casino, that girl was still sitting there waiting for someone to come help her out to jump the car. And when I left, security was there helping her out. So it's funny, they wouldn't help me as a man, but they helped her no problem. So anyway, so she's still sitting there, and they're trying to help her out. I called my friend, and he's coming out to the car. Then we're going to head out and buy this stuff for my work friend. So I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Forgive me if I repeat something here, but so the host person called and said that they need to know who is going to Vegas to play in the slot tournament for the $1 million. And I said, oh, me and my wife will go. And then I found out my wife couldn't go because one of my boys has a soccer tournament, so that's not going to work out. So I need to find someone else to go. I floated a couple ideas, but I don't think anything is going to work out. So I may go by myself unless there's someone else in my area who wants to go, in which case I would take them. And so the host wanted me to come in Saturday to sign the papers. I said, there's no way, I can't do that. I can do today. She said yes. I came by and the papers aren't ready. So she gave me a free dinner, like $100 value dinner for coming over because she thought I came out of my way, which it was pretty much on my path home anyway. So I ended up getting, what did I get? I got 4 chips and salsa, 4 Caesar salads, and 7 desserts. for it ended up being 115 total. So that's what I got, and I'm taking that stuff home. Played some slots, didn't do very well. There was a lot of people in there and not a lot of opportunity, but I played probably 2 or 3 slots, not much. A lot of walking, not a lot of doing, and I ended up ahead $4 on the slots. That's all the money that I made. Now, for the last 36 hours, just to give you an idea, and you may hear a noise here, but for the last 36 hours, I have walked, oh man, sorry about this ad popping up here. I have walked like 32,000 steps. So how much is 32,000 steps? I don't know. Sorry, I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. So 32,000 steps is about 16 miles that I've walked in the last 32 hours. So, you know, I got some walking in, but it's all over at this point. I kind of miss it already. I love playing the game. I love playing blackjack especially, and I love making money. And you know, it's always you know, you're tired, but you always just want to go right back to it again. When you're there, sometimes you just want to leave, especially when you're down. You're like, please get me out of this mess. But you know, when you have a good trip, especially like I did in the last 36 hours, you just want to keep on going, keep on playing, and have more and more sessions. I will get some final numbers for you and update you here in just a minute. Alright guys, I got a final total for you. If you include everything, I ended up ahead exactly $5,900. And then if you count expenses, which would be gas twice and food that I actually purchased, you're looking at about $140 or so. And then I'm also bringing home $115 in free food, so that kind of balances that out. So an almost $6,000 trip for a day and a half. I'm feeling good, and tomorrow I'm going to go to a new area, less opportunity, but I'm going to need to take it easy a little bit after walking all those miles and doing all that stuff. I'm very happy I didn't drive 4 hours each way home just to come back. That's 8 hours that I slept, or well, I didn't really sleep, I gambled more, but it's more time that I had that I was safe rather than being on the road when I was tired. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mentioned I picked up the meat for my friend at work, and really that's it. It's 52 degrees, cloudy skies, kind of a little bit of sun peeking through here and there, nice breeze, and I'm relaxed. I'm on my way home, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.